Jazzma Pryor, and thank you for joining me for Black Women of American History, part of Fleetwood-Jourdain Theater's Black History 24/7, 365. This week's spotlight is on Mary Eliza Mahoney, the first African American to study and work as a professionally trained nurse in the United States, and the first African American to graduate from an American School of Nursing. Mary Eliza Mahoney was born in 1845 in Dorchester, Massachusetts. Her parents were freed from enslavement in North Carolina and moved north to Boston before the American Civil War. She attended the Phillips School, which became one of Boston's first integrated schools. Miss Mahoney worked at the New England Hospital for Women and Children, now known as the DeMott Community Health Center, for 15 years. NEHWC was the first hospital in New England and the second in America, established and operated by women for women. It holds a valuable place in the history of women in medicine because it had an all-female physician staff. NEHWC was also one of America's first nursing schools who did not exclude African Americans from the white hospital-based programs, although they did limit admission to only 2 Black students a year. Mary Mahoney was 33 years old when she was admitted into the program. The school had a rigorous 16-month program, 12 months of medical, surgical, and maternal health training, followed by 4 months of private duty nursing in local homes. They worked 15-hour shifts, usually 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., and were expected to do chores like laundry and cleaning in their free time. To illustrate how rigorous the program was, out of 42 students who started the program in 1878, only 4 completed it and were able to graduate in 1879. Mary Eliza Mahoney was one of them, making her the first African American woman in the United States to earn a professional nursing license. As though completing the program wasn't difficult enough, Miss Mahoney encountered severe discrimination as she pursued a nursing career. Black nurses were limited in their work opportunities, caring for only Black patients in hospitals or Black clients on private duty within their homes. African American nurses were often treated more as household servants rather than professional nurses. They also earned lower wages than their white counterparts. It was extremely difficult for Black nurses to get ahead. Their competence was always questioned, and their exclusion from membership in professional nursing organizations denied them the legitimacy they needed in America. Because of this reality, Miss Mahoney chose to work as a private duty nurse. Her clientele, however, consisted of mostly wealthy white families. She was known for her patience, gentleness, efficiency, and great bedside manner. She had patients in New Jersey, Washington, D.C., and North Carolina. Miss Mahoney became a member of the Nurses Associated Alumna of the U.S. and Canada, now known as the American Nurses Association. Realizing that Black nurses were not always welcome, she founded the National Association of Colored Graduate Nurses, NACGN, in 1908. She was made a lifetime member of the organization, was elected its chaplain, and worked continuously to recruit women of color to join. In 1910, there was approximately 2,400 Black nurses in the United States. Within 20 years, that number more than doubled. After a 40-year career, Mary Eliza Mahoney retired. She was one of the first women to register to vote in Boston when the 19th Amendment was ratified in 1920. She was 76 years old. 3 years later, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Battling cancer for several years, Mary Eliza Mahoney died in 1926 at the age of 80. She is buried in the Woodlawn Cemetery in Everett, Massachusetts. In 1936, the National Association of Colored Graduate Nurses, the organization she founded, established the Mary Mahoney Award. It is an award given to nurses who promote integration within the profession. The American Hospital Association inducted Miss Mahoney into its Hall of Fame in 1976. She was also inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame in Seneca Falls, New York in 1993. In her honor, you can visit the Mary Mahoney Memorial Health Center in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Author Ada Toms stated in her book, A History of the Progress of Colored Graduate Nurses, Mary Eliza Mahoney was deeply religious, small of stature, about 5 feet in height and less than 100 pounds. Most interesting and possessed of an unusual personality and a great deal of charm, an inspiration to the entire group of nurses present.